Ralph Phillips here. Almost. I'm sitting here browsing stuff, looking at the game film, and almost didn't make it. What's up, Tom? Happy people. We got playoffs. Games start tomorrow through Sunday and then Monday night. Wild card weekend. Excited. I'm ready, man. I'm ready for football. I'm so sad that it's almost over. The season is almost over. You know, this week we didn't have football Thursday night or Monday night, and it's been miserable. I could feel the off-season hibernation starting to set in. It's like So anyhow, how you doing, Tom, man? How's life? How are things? Oh, I meant to put some news on here. Governor DeSantis dedicated governor. I hope I spelled governor right. January 10th, 2025 as Mike Evans Day. State of Florida to celebrate his accomplishments. Okay. Put that down in the news. What's up, MK? It's Mike Evans Day. Oh, I should have worn my Mike Evans jersey. Oh, well. Can't do everything. So I figured out I've got the game film fixed. It was a very strange, and I think it did have something to do with the update. But it's something I need to let the world know that it was because I had an audio track. Normally I remove the audio track with this game film because there's nothing there. There's no audio track. But there is an audio track added, and I normally delete it. I didn't delete it. And for some reason, that's what the problem was. Don't ask me. I just work here. Review. Okay. All right. So I was looking in that game room stuff to see if I could find, how often that they run 13 personnel, but I can't figure it out. I'm still new trying to figure out all the searching and stuff with that. So we'll just continue looking at the game film because I like doing that anyhow. Yo me bo main. Drop that. Okay. Look, it's doing it. It's stuttering. Okay, now it's better. Nope, now it's stuttering again. I'll be darned. Okay, now it's stable. Now it's stuttering. I did this earlier. I tested it out and it was working fine. You have missed absolutely nothing, Tom. I've just been sitting here rambling. We just now started looking at the film. Okay, this wasn't doing this earlier, so I'm going to stop this stuff, shut some stuff down. Let me see. Injury report. Not a lot of injuries on either side of the ball. Only Troy Hill, the cornerback that we just designated off injured reserve, he's not going to play. He's out. And a tight end that they got, who I don't even know who he is. He must be on the practice squad too or something. Uh, we haven't seen him on the All 22. He's been out. He's out. Other than that, everybody there's a few people listed as questionable, but Logan Hall was limited in practice today and listed as questionable for the Buccaneers, and then somebody on the Commanders was limited and listed as questionable. This is so weird. And again, try that. So, it's the playoffs. Looks like everybody wants to play. Everybody's getting healed up. Look at the wind. The wind is blowing, kicking it. My goodness. Oh my gosh. Now, okay, now there I could see where that run fit. It's absolutely horrible. I don't know what Forrest's doing here. That's Cindy Lou Who, right? He kind of gets lost. What in the world is he doing way out here? Okay. Kind of a mistake. And then this guy, who is this guy? 89 just takes him. And that's a tight end. Just down blocks him to the corners of the earth. Boom. Who is that? I can't see his number. 90. That's 90. So 90 and 94 didn't do good, and 4 didn't do good there. 4 just standing here, too. So 90 is 94 is Payne, Dayron Payne, and 90 is Jean Baptiste. He is a rookie. Oh no, you got to work 12-hour shifts. Oh yeah, you were saying that you got to do 60 hours this week. Why are they making you work so much, man? You getting paid that delicious overtime? Okay, this is weird. You know what I want to do? I'm going to load up some of the old projects. Here's Panthers at Buccaneers, and I want to see if this plays better. This will play smooth, I bet. Watch. Nope. Look at that. Okay, now it's playing a lot smoother. Still a bit jerky though, but definitely not as bad as. So I guess it's because I didn't do all the stuff I normally do to it with the markers and all that crap. Hmm. Interesting. Very interesting. You live and learn. That's so weird though. I thought I had it fixed. I thought I had it fixed. It's obviously not playing very well with my streaming software. Man, I thought again, I'm not gonna be able to watch this. This is ridiculous. We're playing cover two with 5 underneath. Is that that might be Tampa 2? Oh man, boom. That was a dangerous, dangerous throw, but almost paid off for him. 28 hours of overtime. Wow. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, it just one of those sayings you gotta. It's always some problem. Just gotta problem solve. I thought I had it solved. I wanted to test it with the streaming, but when I when I tested it, it worked fine. So I was like, setting up the streaming like a test stream is a little bit of trouble. So I was like, it'll be fine. Who is this? 99. He gets through. That's Cleveland Farrell. They rotate their front a lot. I imagine that's. I wonder if there are teams out there that don't do that anymore. Looks like they rotate their front about as much as we do, maybe even more. Oh man, these two run into each other right here. Splam. Yeah, I'll say this. Their secondary is maybe even worse than ours. Okay. I love French fries, man. McDonald's are my favorite French fries. Favorite French fries. And fast food, McDonald's might be my favorite fast food joint too. When I was a kid, we had a McDonald's in the little small town I lived in, and it was a big event to go and eat there. So I wonder if that has, the association with it. Hey, what's up, Craig? How you doing, brother? I'm having technical difficulties with the game film again. I thought I had fixed it, the stuttering, but it's still stuttering, so I'm playing around with it. What I'm doing now is I'm optimizing the media, and it looks like it might take a half an hour. So we gonna sit here and chat for a little bit. Hmm. What fast food has the worst fries? I don't know. Maybe Wendy's. I don't like big thick fries, with the skin still on them. I don't like Wendy's fries. What's the best fast food restaurant? What's everybody's favorite fast food restaurant? I love me some Arby's now. Love Arby's, but you can't be at McDonald's. I'm just a McDonald's guy. Okay, that sounds like some scripture, man. It's like you're writing the holy book of Buccaneers. That's cool. Yeah, so Wendy's. Oh, Chick-fil-A. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Y'all right. Y'all right. Yeah, Chick-fil-A got the best food and the best service. And the best service. But I tell you, man, sometimes I would just get a craving for a Big Mac. It's the sauce, and it's like I will eat through concrete after a couple days if I don't get one. But yeah, Chick-fil-A sandwich, man. Can't beat that. And their breakfast too. Their breakfast sandwiches and their that's good stuff, man. Wendy's spicy chicken. I used to love that too. I like the spicy food. I'm a spicy food guy. I say that, but I don't eat it all the time. I like it every now and then. I do like some spicy food though. Especially, yeah, right, yeah. Okay, so I was getting ready to say, especially when I'm drinking beer, I love to just get the hottest, spiciest wings, man. The spiciest dips, whatever. I'm just like, it makes the beer so much better. What's up, Rampage? Yes, you are missing a food conversation. I'm having trouble with the game film again. I thought I fixed it, and then as soon as we started streaming, it messed up again. So we're just gonna have a social night. We're just gonna talk, and right now we're talking. Well, we started off with who has the best French fries, and now we're just who's the best fast food place. We've concluded it's Chick-fil-A for best fast food. Uh, I think McDonald's has the best fries. The worst fries is Wendy's. Craig, you don't like the Chick-fil-A? Well, you're like the first person I've ever heard that doesn't like Chick-fil-A, Craig. You just got to be contrarian, don't you? It's like the whole world likes Chick-fil-A, therefore I will not. I like the Chick-fil-A ducks, ducks, the Chick-fil-A deluxe with tomato and lettuce. Give me some American cheese on there or some pepper jack. And I love their sauce. I love their sauce. Chick-fil-A sauce. Not as much as I like Big Mac sauce. Mommy's meatballs. I love me a meatball sub. I love subs. But we've all talked about that. Y'all turned me on to the public subs. Oh, I know, MK. Next time I come, hopefully we'll be able to spend a couple days and go out and eat and have a good time. Oh yeah, yeah, the chicken cordon bleu at Arby's. I love Arby's. I love all their food. I remember when they used to have the 5 for 5, which they brought it back this year. And I went to our local Arby's here, and I think I got 15 of them. I got the max. I think you could only get 15, but it might have been 5 for 6. No, I'm pretty sure it was 5 for 5. But there for a while they didn't even do it. And then when they brought it back, it was like 5 for 10 or something. I was like, that's not right. What's the worst fast food restaurant? I like Taco Bell every now and then for I can't eat Taco Bell every day. I used to when I worked construction, there was a Taco Bell right down the street at this neighborhood we were working in, and we worked in that neighborhood for like a year, and we would eat at that Taco Bell restaurant almost every day. And I just got tired of it. But I like Taco Bell every now and then as a variety. got the got the weirdos up in New York. They don't know how to appreciate a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Oh, Craig. Tom's blasting on you, man. Oh man, you're having meatball subs tonight? So is Tom. Well, he's having meatballs, right? Huh. Yeah, maybe it is the spot, Craig. Do they have good service there? Because that's one of my favorite things about Chick-fil-A. I mean, I love the chicken and stuff, but the the uh, the service is just great. Taco Bell's the worst. MK hates Taco Bell too, so it looks like we got a winner with Taco Bell. Taco Bell is as bad as Todd Bowles' head coaching abilities. Straight from MK. Yeah, Craig, we need to. I'm gonna look into that, man. Going up there for the Bucs game. I'm not a fan of Mexican food in general. Molly loves Mexican food. You know, it's like if we're going out to eat, I like to go out to the steakhouse. She likes like Mexican, and you know, to me it all tastes the same. And I don't know the difference in all the enchiladas, the burritos. I mean, I know a burrito and a taco. I know the difference in those two. But I like to have a menu I can look at a Mexican restaurant, and I can never remember what I like. I like Burger King. I'll get a craving for Burger King every now and then too. The Whopper, I get a craving for that. You know they put something in that stuff or whatever that because I'll just get cravings for it. You know, Big Macs or Whoppers or Arby's every now and then. Taco Bell, I do the same thing with Taco Bell. I'll be like, man, I want a burrito, bean burrito. Tom made his meatballs. Is that your mom's recipe, Tom? The garbage plate, Rochester famous. I don't know if that sounds good. It's a garbage plate. Yeah, Burger King has really gone downhill, man. We had one in the small town I grew up. It was a small town when I grew up there, but it's a huge town now. And there's Burger King there. There was a Burger King there, and they closed up. And fast food joints don't close up generally, but and this is a big town. You know, nothing ever closes up there. It's prime real estate, and they just Burger King has been struggling for quite a few years, and a lot of it's because, like what you said, it's just they the quality has gone down, man. Oh yeah, man. Same here. American, Italian, is seafood. Mine would probably go American seafood, then Italian. You want to go to MK? Yeah, maybe we should do like a group thing, man. I think I've eaten at Checkers one time, and I don't remember it. It's like White Castle. I don't think I've ever eaten at White Castle either. That's it. Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings. Nothing special about them. It's just it's a good place to go. If you're out somewhere and you want to watch some sports, just a good place to go watch sports and eat some chicken wings. But yeah, the food's not good. Right? Yeah, yeah. That's another reason why I don't like BK a whole lot. Rampage. They went kind of crazy with the whole ideology stuff. I prefer to find small hole in the wall bars to go to, but a lot of times, when you go to places, you just don't have time to find the small hole in the wall places, so you just end up going to like the chain, Buffalo Wild Wings or something. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, the sauce flavors are pretty good. Burger Chef, what's that? Is that fast food? Yeah, so we don't have White Castle down here. What was that? What was that movie that was centered around White Castle? It was pretty funny. Let's see if I can look it up before somebody answers it. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Yeah, that was funny. That was 20 years ago. What? That was 2004. 2004. 2005 was 20 years ago. Good grief, man. Yeah, that's what I don't understand either. They're like, what are they called? The little burgers, sliders. Yeah, it's like what's up with that? I don't think I'd ever heard of them until that movie came out. Hooters, yeah, yeah, Hooters is good. Never. What's up, Biko? Yeah, you got the Harold and Kumar. uh, I've never liked the Hooters girls' outfits, though. I'm not gonna lie. I've never been a fan of that 70 style shorts. Tilted kilt. Yeah. Yeah. World's just different place now, man. But I was talking about malls yesterday. Uh, who I want to say it was J.C. Penney just hooked up with a bunch of mall places. They're becoming a conglomerate. They're going to try to bring back malls. I read that today. So that was cool. And it's a good idea too, because you've got all these malls that are just dying for stores to come back and people to come back. So, if they could really do a push, if you could get like a nationwide push by these big chains, dump some money in and some marketing and stuff, because people need to socialize. Where are people socializing now? I don't know. Malls were when I was growing up. We got a mall uh, right when I became a teenager. We got a mall in my little town, and that's where we all hung out. You know, on the weekends and stuff. They had video arcades, and where do kids hang out now? Do they hang out? I know my son doesn't hang out. He's 18. He doesn't hang out. You know what he does? He sits on his computer all day. And I think that's what everybody does. I mean, I was as a kid, I was out riding bikes. I grew up in the whole, you come home when the streetlights come on. My parents didn't had no idea what I did all day. So I was out riding bikes, hanging out at people's houses, going to the mall. Just building tree houses, going through forests. But you always had a group of people you hung out with. That's what you do. You make arrangements in school. You'd be like, oh, because I was a latchkey kid, and a lot of my friends were too. So you'd be like, oh, what do you want to do? You'd make arrangements to meet up with everybody after school. So you'd run home, throw your books down, and then run back outside, meet up with everybody, and you go and do stuff. What do kids do now? I don't see kids in neighborhoods at all anymore. It's just like dogs. Used to, when I was growing up, there were dogs just roaming around the neighborhood, and you knew everybody's dog. Like my dog, I had a dog. He never spent the night in the house. I'm not even sure if he ever came in the house. He just roamed around. We didn't have a fence, nothing. He just roamed around. Everybody in the neighborhood knew him. We knew all the dogs in the neighborhood, and they just roamed around. You go outside, ride your bike, dogs would run around with you and stuff. You don't see that anymore. You don't see kids out. You don't see dogs out. It's sad. I mean, before we moved here to North Carolina, I lived in the literal neighborhood that I grew up in. I lived there, moved back there for about 7 years, and never saw kids outside. And I was like, damn, these are the same streets that I used to ride my bike on, all day. I knew everybody, You run around in people's backyards playing hide and go seek, and you get yelled at by grumpy old men. And same neighborhood, and I never saw any kids out, ever. It was weird. Oh yeah, the Cinnabon and the food courts. You could smell it when you walked into the mall. That was like the best part about going to the mall was you smelling the food court and the Cinnabon place. The arcades. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's right. Tom, you told me about that. Is that the mall still there that you worked at? That would be a great correlation to look at, Rampage. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Because I mean, gosh, I bet if you had a tracker on us as kids, like a walking tracker or something like that, we'd walk for miles in a mall. I mean, I would spend 5 hours in a mall, and it wasn't sitting down. You'd run around from the food court to the arcade center to the Hot Topic to the Spencer's. Go up and down the escalator. Go play in the piano place. Go into Sears. Jump on the beds. Run on their treadmills. Go into a GameStop or EB Games or KB Toys. Man, I probably walked 10 miles. Oh yeah, right, yeah, correct. Yeah, I don't like the outfits. I didn't mind what was in the outfits. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, Tom, I always wanted to open up a kiosk in a mall. And not one of those where they come out and harass you all the time. Hey, do you have a minute? You want to try this perfume? No. Kids hang out online now. Yeah, that's what my son does, man. When I take my son to the mall, he just kind of sits there. I don't even know if he has any real life friends. Yeah, the movie theaters. Yep, yep, yep. I remember it was a big deal. We had a movie theater. It was called the Great Bridge Twin. That was the name of the town I grew up in, Great Bridge. And it had two theaters. And it was a big deal for me when I went and saw my first movie by myself. Oh man, I used to love going to that movie theater. I think it was Sinbad the Seven Seas. I think that was the first one. It might have been Godzilla versus Megalon. Somewhere up there. Sometime in that era, you know. But yeah, man, love the movie theaters. Then they had the movie theaters in the mall. That was cool. Yeah, see, that's sad to me, Tom, man. Like I said, we had 5 or 6 malls within 15 minutes of where we lived up in Virginia Beach. And pretty much all of them are closed down now. So there's like two left, and one is limping. It's just sad, man. Sad. Got 2 minutes remaining left on this optimizing media. We'll see if this works. My first date I ever went on B-Call was at a skating rink. Oh, what a story that was. The I asked this girl out, and Susan O'Brien was her name, redhead. And I told my mom and my sister, it's like, okay, I'm taking her to the skating rink. So, of course, my mom had to drive me to the skating rink. Didn't have a car. I was 13. And so my mom and my sister were out doing something, and I was waiting for them to come back home, and they were late. And I was on the phone with this girl I was dating, and she was getting mad. She was like, "Are you going to pick me up?" and everything. Anyhow, my mom and sister never came back because they got the dates confused, and they thought it was the next night. So anyhow, I asked her out again for the next night. She was like, "Okay." And I ended up going, and I wore my sister's skates. They were gold glitter skates, and I wore some Mork from Ork, or was it Mork from Ork? Mork and Mindy suspenders with gold glitter skates. And man, I'll tell you what, when this was like, gosh, that was late 70s. So I was a hit. I was a hit. I was styling, man. And she got mad because all these other girls were flirting with me and stuff. And I bought her a hot dog in the, the skating rink. We had to sit down and have the talk, about how I was being rude to her by these other girls flirting with me. It was because I was styling, man. I had the cool skates and the Mork from Ork suspenders. First date I ever went on. Well, we didn't have a skating rink in the town that I grew up in. It was in the town over. So it was, it was kind of a trek. It was like a half-hour drive. College Park Skating Rink was the name of it. It was in Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach was next door to the town I grew up in. Malls appeared when you graduated, Tom? Yeah, malls appeared. I was 13 or 14, I think, when there was a mall built close by. Remember when malls had the inside like waterfalls and the green, plants and the water fountain where you could throw pennies and stuff in? Yeah, right. Yeah, Todd ain't got no excuse now. Buck, the secondary's at full strength. Looks like the whole team's at full strength, pretty much. Hey, Joe, what's up? Oh yeah, We knew every neighbor. I knew every kid in my high school. Uh, yeah, every neighbor though, for sure. I think I'd been in every neighbor's house. Like I said, I had moved back to that neighborhood and lived there for about 7 years, and I drive by all the time, and some of the people still live there. That was wild to me. I was like, whoa, people I grew up with are still living. The kids own the house now, and they're living there. So that was really weird. But I could look at every house, and I'd been in it. I knew who had lived there and everything. And this was back when if you got in trouble, your neighbors were allowed to beat you. I mean, yeah, I've gotten a whooping from probably every one of my neighbors. It was just expected. If you did something in somebody's backyard, you were going to get a whooping from that person. Oh, yes, Rampage. I watch them all the time. The Dead Mall tours. Yeah, it's sad, man. I get sad. Okay, okay. Let's see if this thing is ready. Use optimized media if available. Got that set right. We optimized the media. Yeah, don't look like it helped any. It's not as bad, but it's still skipping though, man. It's jerky. See, I didn't convert the file. Normally, I do all the editing and marking it up and stuff, putting the down and distance and all that good stuff. And when I do that, I convert the file. Well, I didn't do that this time. That'll teach me. You live and learn. Let me see. I don't know, man. Baffled. This is why I hate updates. Update my computer, all kinds of weird stuff happens. What really makes me mad, I thought I had figured it out earlier. Okay, now it looks smooth. I don't know what I did there, but that looks smooth. Okay. I think we could do this. Let's try that. Anyhow, what are y'all talking about? Oh gosh, yeah, Joe. I rode my bike everywhere. I was a master on the bike. Used to do BMX and stuff. We had little empty lots. We would, build ramps and trails and stuff, and have races. I used to do all kinds of tricks on my bikes, man. I remember I thought I was the coolest kid on the block when I got a double gooseneck. I always wanted a mongoose bike. I got one when I was like 17. Man, I loved. Yeah, I liked BMX bikes, but then I moved to mountain bikes when I got older. Samples of bourbon chicken, yeah. Walking through the mall getting the samples, man. That was the best. You're always trying to straighten your hair, Molly. Coming out trying to sell you that one of those hair straightener things. Oh, drive-ins. Yes, Joe. Yes. Sneaking in the trunk. Everybody did it. Everybody did it. They knew everybody did it. They didn't care. You always had two or three guys crammed in the trunk. Pay for two tickets. Have six people pop out of your trunk. Yeah, and the people that gave out the samples were always so funny too because I don't know if they got paid per plate because I mean they'd be like take a sample, and they'd be so happy when you do it, and then they go back and get another plate and come out. I was always like, are they getting paid per plate? Yeah, I worry about kids nowadays. Just the so much stuff, like they don't even want to get driver's license. I mean, they don't even want to drive. They see no reason to drive. Like my son, he's 18, doesn't want a driver's license. I told him you I told him when he was like 14, I was like, start thinking about what kind of car you want to get, and whether you want to get a truck or a sedan or whatever. We'll start looking for your car. And he just kind of like, yeah, okay, and never really brought it up again. And so I approached him again. I was like, have you been thinking about what kind of car? He was like, not really. And it kind of blew me away. And then he's just like, yeah, I don't really want a car, don't want to drive, don't care to get my driver's license, doesn't want to date, not interested in girls or just dating at all. Oh yeah, the mongoose bike was the bomb, man. Or a Diamondback. Those are the two. Mongoose or Diamondback. Hey, skating rinks are still cool. We got one down the street here, Joe, and I take my daughter to it all the time. We go. She loves it. Matter of fact, Santa Claus got her skates for Christmas this year. Oh, do I have pictures of me? I might somewhere, Tom. I don't have the pictures, but my sister's got like boxes of pictures. And there's probably a picture of me in there with my Mork from Mork suspenders and gold glitter skates. They're filtered, you crack? I took off the slow roll stuff because everybody was having problems with it. Yeah, yeah, man. Cars as a kid, it was a rite of passage. The day I could get my driver's license, I was standing in line at the driver's license at the DMV. You know, it was a big deal, man. And yeah, it was freedom. Gosh, I remember my first car. I had like five cars at the same time in high school. My first car was an MG midget. Oh my gosh, that thing was horrible. It was dangerous. It was horrible. Uh, but I had it. I had an MG midget, a '74 uh, uh, Grand Prix, a '78 Camaro, and a station wagon. But the station wagon was the monster, man. It had a 454 in it. It was incredibly fast. It was powerful. It was a powerful. It was a Chrysler. Gosh, it had the wood paneling on the side. It had the seat in the back, that faced backwards. It was so cool. Chrysler Town and Country, maybe. Can't remember, but yeah, I had like four or five cars like right away. But the Monte Carlo was my main car, my daily driver. I had it jacked up in the back, back when that was cool. I had it jacked up in the back. I had police sirens on top, uh, and I carried a fireman's double bladed axe on the dashboard. I can't tell you how many times I got pulled over, but I'd go to school with that, yeah, with an axe on my dashboard. Double bladed axe. And the reason why I did it because I was a big Pink Floyd fan, and there's the the uh, lyrics where he talks about his favorite axe, and so it was a chrome axe. I had a leather handle to it, and I had engraved on the handle "Fax," my favorite axe. Heather, what's going on? Look, I'm sitting here talking, just doing the chat, and I'm already behind the chat. Yeah, the waterfalls, man. I'd have one in my basement. Matter of fact, I'm going to get one. Molly's not listening, I hope, but I'm going to get some uh, water fountains inside the house. I used to have one, and it was really, really good about filtering the air. And I was thinking about that the other day because I want an air filter for the house, but I also need a humidifier too because it gets kind of the humidity gets really low here, especially during the winter. And so I was looking at getting a whole house humidifier, and then I was also looking at getting a air filter for the house. Like a system. And then I got to thinking, I was like, well, why not just get water fountains for the house? Decorative water fountains all over the place. Does the same thing. Plus, they're cool. And Craig got those memories. That's funny. Oh man, I love that movie Mallrats. It was so immature and goofy, but it's just mall movies, man. Tom's still waiting. You got to go to. Oh wait, I was going to say you got to go to the mall, but you were waiting one for 18 years. Oh, I don't know, Tom. What made you decide that? Great. Uh, a Hutch Trick Star. Was that a bike? It does, Rampage. People that don't know us and then check out, just stumble on these live chats. Sometimes they got to be thinking these dudes are weird, man. I thought this was a football channel. No, gosh, Tom, yeah, that'll depress you about this team if you watch the Super Bowl year. Either one, you watch the 2002 or the 2020, man. You're like big difference, man, big difference. Defensively, I'll tell you, I like this offense. I definitely like this offense better than I did the 2002 Super Bowl. 2020, it's hard to beat Tom Brady though. uh, Dang, Heather gonna pack up Rampage's bags, send him. 74 Chevy pickup. That's sweet, Joe. I never had a truck growing up. First truck I got was in the 90s. I got a Datsun little compact truck that for work that I just beat up, man. I like spray painted it myself, and I had I had drawings on it. I was big into inline skating, you know, and I was playing in bands and stuff, so it was covered with graffiti. Yeah, Craig, I drove cars. My dad would put me in his lap and let me drive as a kid, you know, and then as I got older, like 12 or 13, I'd drive. We had some property. I'd drive cars on the property, and my dad sometimes would let me drive down to the store. You know, yeah, I drove quite a bit before I had my license or learner's permit. Do they even have that now? Oh yeah, you had to have a V8. I've still got a V8, Joe. You get Molly will tell you. I complain about engines now all the time. I was like, they don't even make V8s anymore. I think the Nissan has V8. Rampages. Heather's, is she over your shoulder or is she like got like a key logger on your computer or something? She just I can picture Heather in the like a command and control center watching all your stuff. Speaking of which, me and my daughter watched Severance, the show. It's the first like TV show I've watched in a while. It was pretty good, man. So we binge watched it, and then the next season is coming out on the 17th. We're all excited about it. Like creepy Santa. Heather knows when you've been sleeping. Just collecting data. You're like the government. O-line Super Bowl team. Yeah. D-line Super Bowl team, definitely. Linebackers, defensive backs. Yep, 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 yep. Punters, so yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we got a ways to go to match that Super Bowl team. Yeah, the cats will love the water fountains, man. The baby will too. That's good. Well, yeah, we're definitely gonna dive into the draft this year in the off season. Yeah, either pee or sleep or both at the same time. But I mean, Tom, having this running game, that's a big difference, man. I mean, we didn't have no running game under Arians, none. He was forthright with it that it was a second, it was an afterthought. The run game was he only did the run game because he had to. Now we've got a pretty good one that scares people. Oh, Rampage is dumping Craig already, moving in with it. Okay. This chat is like days of our lives, man. They could drop us off at the game. It's funny. Why did you drive on ice, Heather, for your first time? Were your parents pranking you or something? Scottsdale pickup. Good grief. Wow. Thanks, Joe. Hey, I appreciate y'all hanging out and going along with the ride with me, man. Yeah, that back end will go all over the place, especially if you ain't got no weight back there. You got a load in the truck. I don't really want to replace Bredenson, whatever his name is. I'm one of those guys that better the devil you know. I mean he's definitely not. He's the weak link in the offensive line, but I don't think it's a priority to replace him. Oh yeah, Mox definitely got work to do, but his improvement from last year to this year is just astronomical. I mean, he's still not the best, but if he improves as much as he did last year to this year, and he improves just half as much this year to next year, he'll be elite. Yes, Dino. Yeah, Patriots looking at Spy Tech. Um, I'm trying to remember who all's interested in who. Jacksonville apparently is the only team that has set up interviews with Liam. But I have heard that Oakland is very interested in him. Um, let's see, Greenberg. Gosh, who was it that requested an interview to for Mike Greenberg? Was it Tennessee? I can't remember. Anyhow, yeah. Hey, every year it's a new team. That includes front office too, right? Your dad made you. That's like throwing a kid in a swimming pool to teach him how to swim. Yeah, but Rampage, if Light didn't get rid of Mock last year, he ain't gonna do it now for sure. Jets, okay, I was the Jets. Man, I'd be surprised if he goes to the Jets. I mean, that organization is just a mess. He was a pusher and a pull. Yeah, okay, so that's crazy though. Here's a pickup truck and an icy road. Learn how to drive. Yeah, we got to do something about our inside linebackers for sure, especially if David retires. I don't know what we're going to do with cornerbacks. I really don't. I think they might be happy with what we got. Don't know. But inside linebacker, we definitely got to do. But we don't want to draft first round inside linebacker, do we? Tom would rather have a power left witch than Liam Cohen. MK trying to start a fight. Yeah, well, especially where you live, Craig. You definitely have to know how to drive on snow and ice. And we got to keep Liam, whatever it takes, man. Yeah, there, there's actually more interest in. Uh, Gosh, I do this every time. And there's been more interest in Cliff Kingsbury than there has been in Liam Cohen so far, which is good. That's something I noticed about this Redskins offensive line. They end up on the ground quite a bit. We have stayed off the ground this year for the most part. Pete Carroll. Would Pete Carroll, that just wouldn't seem right. As a Raider, he doesn't seem like the Raider type, man. It'd be the more softer, gentler, the kinder Raiders. Well, yeah, we got zero depth at quarterback, but Todd Bowles likes his guys, man. Excuse me. The Gamecocks. I think they're going to treat Braswell the same way they did Tryon and Logan Hall. They're just going to keep playing them. You know, I don't think they. I don't think they give up on people. They just they just keep playing them, man. Yeah, he's just a dude, just a dude. I hear you, sweetie, but I'm working. All right, let's see. Let's see if this is working any better. My pin's not working. Okay, much smoother. Ah, now it's starting to jerk around. This is so annoying. Look how far that back that safety's playing. Good grief. Wish I had to down a distance here. Redskins look like they're playing the run. Man coverage, but they're expecting a run. Play action. Bad pass. The Penix has thrown some bad passes in this game. 94 just broke on through. Gosh. Looks like they're playing man again. They play a lot of man. Yeah. Yeah, they're playing a lot of man on defense. They did in both the Dallas game and this game. So Mike should have a good day. Well, he's going to have a good day anyway. Oh my gosh. 94 gets laid out by 7. Is that 94 or 54? That's Wagner. Boom, look at that. Oh my gosh. Man, he took him right off his feet. Wagner. Dang. So I would say that about Bijan Robinson. He's, from what I've seen this year, he's a pretty good pass blocker, man. He's a very physical guy. Look, they're playing man coverage again. And this is funky. This guy runs all the way over here to cover a receiver. Look at that. Oh, he's covering the running back. Okay, so he is covering this guy. Eh, not a fan of that defensive scheme. And does Penix get hit here? Yeah, this guy right here hits Penix in the arm, right there. You can see his arm coming, causing the ball to go errant. Who was that guy? Who was that masked man? '94. I said Dayron Payne. Molly is lucky. I mean, gold glitter skates. Come on now. Mork from Orc suspenders. Yeah, that had to have been. Gosh, let me think. I was 13. So 68, 78, and then 80. So that was 1980 or 1981. Wow. And that wide open. Who messed up there? This looks like man coverage again. This is disaster. Redskins disaster. I have no idea who was supposed to take 5. That's London. They let London get wide open. I'm going to have to say it was Wagner, 54. It might have been Lulu, Cindy Luhu, but he's on. Oh, wait, that's not Luhu. Wagner. Okay, there's Luvu. Yeah, I think that was Luvu's guy. Who does 54 pick up? See, 54 and 4 both blitz in, and nobody picks up. London. See, here's 4. That was interesting because they looked like they were going zone, and when they did the pre-snap movement, nobody went with the motion guy. So it did not look like they were going in man coverage, but after snap, they went into man coverage. Yeah, they play probably 60% man coverage, over half. Play the run here, and they get the run. Yeah, I don't know why they're ranked so low as far as run defense. I'm just not seeing like obvious bad run stopping. That's not helping with it either. Don't know, man. Don't know. But first round pick for Garrett. Yeah, I would too. Broke your reel, Tom. What'd you catch? You saltwater fish, right? Tag and trade Godwin for Crosby. I don't know. Don't know about that. Don't know if I'd be happy with it. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not the biggest fan of Crosby. I mean, he's okay. I definitely take Garrett over Crosby. I'd definitely trade two first for Garrett though. Yeah, Joe, I like number 92 on their defensive line. Johnson, Armstrong, Daniel Doran's Armstrong, but he doesn't get. He's like a rotation guy. Uh, and number 4, Luvu is pretty good. Of course, Bobby Wagner is pretty good. But other than that, and Terry McLaurin, other than that, they ain't got nothing. Johnson or Robinson, their running back, just never been a fan of him. I do like Eckler though, and McNichols is pretty good, but they just don't play those two that often. I don't know what their infatuation is with Robinson, but yeah, I mean they don't have the firepower that we got for sure. On either side of the ball, they are the Washington Daniels, the Washington Jaden Daniels. 74. Yeah, it's snowing here, Tom. It just started snowing at like 4 o'clock. It's more of like a sleet. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure if it's stick. It was sticking on the roofs, but yeah, it's just a sleet. Rampage, we got to go on a mission to get some game film of college players this offseason. Craig's looking to trade bowls for a piece of pre-chewed bubble gum. Shoot, we're horrible fans, man. Oh, yeah. You know, if I was a head coach of a football team, I would stay as far away as I could from any form of social media. You never see coaches on social media, you know? I think there's a reason. A snapper. Mmm, makes me hungry. Red fish, blue fish. Is there a Dr. Seuss book? Red fish, blue fish, something, blue fish. How often do you get to fish a year or a week, Tom? Do you get to go every day? Yeah, I think our high was 34 today. Joe's the one that stole the cookie. Smelt fish. They're like that big. You could use them as bait. They're like minnows, right? Do you think you will, Craig? Even if we win the Super Bowl, you think you'll shut up about Tide Bowls? I don't know. It's gonna be hard to do. I'm still gonna complain about him. Yeah, bluefish. My dad caught a blue marlin, 1,500 pounds, I think it was. It might have been 700. I don't know. I got the picture. It was the first time he ever went deep sea fishing. Caught a blue marlin, and he took a picture with it, and it's got all the information written. I've got the picture somewhere. Gosh, I wanted to say it was 1,500, but I think it was more like half that. I think it was like 750. But we he took it and wanted to get it mounted, and the guy he hired to do the mounting only did the head, and it wasn't the same fish. And the guy said that we were supposed to get the meat too, and the guy said that when he was, cutting it up and everything, and had the meat in a wheelbarrow, half of it fell out, so we only got like half the meat, or one of the wheelbarrows he was using. Anyhow, it was a big scam. So we ended up with this big old blue marlin head over our couch for years and years and years that was ugly and wasn't even the same fish that my dad caught. He's pretty sure that the guy had this blue marlin head that somebody didn't pay for, and then he just said, "Oh, hey, here's your blue marlin head." It was that guy scammed us out of half the meat and somebody else's blue marlin head. It was weird. But yeah, my dad went with my uncle and a couple of my uncles actually, and they had been fishing deep sea fishing for quite a while and never caught anything that big. My dad goes first time he goes, caught a big old fish. Give you a 2 season reprieve, you think? I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I think I would. Probably a 2 game reprieve for me, and then I'd be back to what are you doing? What is this? What is this defense? I don't understand. Wouldn't it be great if we went to the Super Bowl and played the Chiefs again and busted them out of their three-peat hopes? Over exaggerating the weight. Yeah, no. 1,500 pounds. That's a huge blue marlin. It might have even been like 400. I've got the picture though. Or there is a picture somewhere. Man, I used to love the X Files. I used to watch a show called Night Stalker. This is one of the first things I ever bought off the internet. It's a DVD of the Night Stalker where somebody had like taped. These are like, printed off their DVD player or something. Kolchak, the Night Stalker. Man, I used to love that when I was a kid. I loved monsters, scary stuff, man. The Wolfman, Frankenstein, Dracula. Gosh, I was huge into this stuff. But anyhow, Kolchak, the Night Stalker, great show. And when X Files came out, it reminded me so much of Night Stalker. And I think they said that the show was kind of based on Night Stalker. The X Files was. It's still good, man. I'll every now and then I'll pop this in and watch it. It holds up, except for the stuff, of course, like how journalists were actually working journalists. They weren't Ivy League rich people. 7.5 foot sailfish. That's a huge sailfish, ain't it? Miami Vice. Oh my gosh. I was just thinking about that the other day because on my playlist, the Phil Collins In the Air came on. I've got it in rotation on my playlist. And every time I hear that, I think of Miami Vice because, that I don't know if the Miami Vice made that song huge or that song made Miami Vice huge. But anyhow, they were both very huge in the 80s. The Werewolf Show on Fox. I'm sure I do. I mean, I'm sure if I, let me see. I'm going to look it up real quick. Was that the name of it? Werewolf? Yeah, I remember when Fox first came on air, man. It was great stuff. It aired on Fox from 1987, 1988. Is that the one we're thinking of? Grad student Eric Cord becomes infected. No, I don't think I can't say I recall this. I'm gonna have to look it up, man. Well, that's exciting. I got a new werewolf show to watch. Hey, Gotti, what's up, man? I never got into Deep Space Nine, or not got into it, but never watched it. I saw a couple episodes or parts of episodes, but everybody has told me Deep Space Nine is really good. I've just never really gotten around to watching it, man. I've got a really good friend of mine who just swears by it, and he's been trying to get me to watch it for 15 years. I never watched Voyager either. I was a Next Generation guy. Captain Captain Picard, make it so. The Life of a Whale. You got a boat, Tom? Neelix, wasn't Neelix the The AI, the robot thing. No, it was Talaxian. Let me see if see a picture of it. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. He was definitely very annoying. Was never a big fan of the original series either. I did like Spock though. Spock was cool. I watched the first two or three episodes of the Next Generation when they first came out, and I was like, man, this show is stupid. Never watched it again until there was a Saturday, and I worked nights, and I had to stay up for 24 hours for something. But anyhow, I had to stay up, and it just so happened to be the last episode of Star Trek Next Generation. And before they played that, they did the top 5 episodes throughout the series rated on by the fans. So I was like, I got to stay up. I need something to keep me up, so I'm going to watch this. And I watched that, and I've just got a I was just blown away by how good it was. And those 5 episodes were amazing. And the series finale was amazing. And so then I ended up going back and getting all the previous shows and watching it. I was like, whoa. Got it. Kirk. He likes some green chicks too, man. The green aliens. Oh yeah, they were all annoying. Whoopi Goldberg was so annoying. Wesley was so annoying, especially very annoying now. Just as people, I want to I want to throw them all in the airlock. The nurse, she was okay. She didn't bother me that bad. The counselor, yeah, I couldn't stand her. What was her name? Yeah, really, really, I just liked Data and Captain Picard. But it was there was a lot of interesting shows, kind of like how I hear that Deep Space Nine is. It's really the philosophy and the the show's stories themselves that's interesting. Oh, that why it was Green Gotti? That's funny. All right, Tom, take it easy, brother. Yeah, and I couldn't stand the guy that played Q. He was just so annoyed. There was something about his face that made me want to punch him. But I didn't like Star Trek for the characters. It was really the stories that did it for me. Some of the concepts, I guess. One that really disappointed me was The Mandalorian. The first episode, the first season was great, and then it just went dumb. The In the spinoff, the Boba Fett spinoff was just so bad. And I was a huge Boba Fett fan as a kid, man. Kind of embarrassing what they did with it. Yeah, I couldn't stand that Q guy. There's just something about his face. I just the way he just it was like always pursing his face. Yeah, yeah, I guess you're right, Molly. That's a good way to start a fight too, isn't it? Talking about Star Trek and then popping in Star Wars stuff. All right, I guess I got to get off of here, man. I'm hungry. Kids are right outside the door making noise. Yeah, they don't get that Star Wars isn't Marvel, and they didn't get with Star Trek when who was it? J.J. Abrams was doing Star Trek. You're like, Star Trek is not Star Wars. You know, he ruined those Star Trek episodes. I was like, man, those were horrible movies. Just not in the spirit of Star Trek at all. You really can't crank it. I don't know why I did it. All right, Dino, appreciate it. Guys, we will see y'all probably Monday. I might do an instant reaction Sunday night, but I'm not sure. Don't know. But if nothing else, we'll definitely see you Monday night before the wild card game Monday night. And hopefully it'll be Victory Monday. And by hopefully, I mean it better be, or we're going to fire Todd Balls. That's what that statement meant. So, guys, I appreciate it. Let's do this, man. Let's do this. We can do this. We can do this. Everybody think positive. We're going to win this game. We got to. I can't have the Commanders beating us. I can't stand that team. I just don't like them. Grew up there. Had the Redskins shoved down my throat for 17 years. I want to beat them. It's been a long time since we played them in the playoffs, I think. As a matter of fact, yeah, anyhow, I'm not going to go into that. Anyhow, guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. And till next time, go Bucs.